Hi, welcome to the 11 o'clock news. My name is Emily Evans, and we got breaking news on the Lewis and Clark expedition. President Thomas Jefferson guided a piece of foreign through the United States Senate, which was the purchase of the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803. After the purchase was made, Jefferson initiated an exploration of new land and land that passed the Great Rock Mountains in the west. The Lewis and Clark expedition paddled its way down the Ohio as it prepared the expedition to be launched officially from the Camp Wood, just outside St. Louis in the summer of 1804. That summer and fall, the company of explorers paddled and pulled themselves upstream, northwest of the Missouri River to Fort Mandan and trading posts where corps of Discovery set up camp and wintered prepared for the journey to the Pacific. President Jefferson was hoping that Lewis and Clark would find a route connecting the Missouri and Columbia rivers. If they found a link in any way, it would lead to the Pacific Ocean to the Mississippi River. If that were to happen, then it would be able new western land access to port markets out of the Gulf of Mexico and to the eastern cities of the Ohio River. American and European explorers had only let in what would become each end of the Lewis and Clark Trail up the Missouri River several miles to the trapper headquarters of the Fort Mandan and up to Columbia just a few hundred miles for them to land up beyond Portland, Oregon. When the spring of 1805 brought higher water and favorable weather, the Lewis and Clark expedition set out on the next leg of its journey. They traveled up the Missouri to present-day Three Forks, Montana, wisely choosing to follow the westernmost tributary, the Jefferson River. This route delivered the explorers to the doorstep of the Shoshone Indians, who were skilled at traversing the Great Rock Mountains with horses. Once over the Bitterroot Mountains, the corps of the Discovery shaped canoes like vessels that transported them swiftly downriver to the mouth of the Columbia, where they were wintered during the period of 1805 to 1806 at Fort Clatsop on the present-day Oregon side of the river. With journals in hand, Lewis and Clark and other members of the expedition returned to St. Louis by September 1806 to report their findings to Jefferson. Along the way, they continued to trade what few goods they still had with the Indians and set up diplomatic relations with the Indians. Additionally, they reported their contact with Indians and described the shape of the landscape and the creatures of this western world, new to the white man. In doing so, they fulfilled many of Jefferson's wishes for the expedition. Along the way, William Clark drew a series of maps that were remarkably detailed, noting and naming rivers and creeks, significant points in the landscape, the shape of the shore, and spots where the corps spent each night or camped or portaged for longer periods of time. Later explorers used these maps to further probe the western portion of the continent. The expedition of the Corps of Discovery shaped a crude route of the waters of the Pacific and marked an initial pathway for the new nation to spread westward from ocean to ocean, fulfilling what would become to many Americans an obvious destiny. Now here's Jared live from Missouri River with some interesting information on Sacagawea.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, my name is Jared. Sacagawea was born in 1790 in an area what is believed to be called Idaho. Her tribe was called Snake People, aka Shoshone. When she was a young girl, she was kidnapped during a raid by the Haudenosaunee tribe, and they took her back to their village where she was raised. When she was 16, her husband joined the expedition. She was pregnant at the time and into winter, and she had her firstborn at Fort Mandan. His name was John Baptiste Chenu, and his tribe name was Pomp, meaning firstborn. And during the expedition, Sacagawea only complained one time, and that was to get some blubber from a well they had washed up on the beach about 35 miles away. And that's all. And now back to Emily Evans. Thanks.
Thank you, Jared, for that interesting information about Sacagawea. That's all we have time for the 11 o'clock news. Have a nice night.